are you guys ready for election day tomorrow?
Yeah, sure. We already voted. We dropped our stuff off, Thursday, I think. There's just a place right nearby, so we went and dropped our ballots off. But, I mean, I don't have to worry much about it. I don't have to talk about it, unlike this guy.
It's a great opportunity to use a lot of your Stoic principles, though, while you're talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Whatever happens, happens. That's the way I'm approaching it. I'm one vote. I filled in a circle, and that's about all I can control. So whatever does happen, I just have to talk about it, which I think is fun. I mean, that's why I got into talk radios, because it's engaging. I am curious to see how the country reacts, because I don't know that everyone will just say, okay, look, whatever my emotions are, however I feel about it, I'm going to be detached from those. I'm just going to go about my business. I don't think that's going to be the case, particularly if there's one outcome versus the other.
Yeah, I don't think so, especially since people are boarding up their businesses in preparation for people to lose their minds.
And we may not even know on election night.
Yeah.
We may not know for a week.
That's what Chris and I were talking about. So, we're doing homeschool this year, and we're actually doing a whole unit on election that we've been working on. Well, you guys know because I sent you Colt's ballot. But this week is really deep into the election unit. We're going to be watching, and we were telling Colt, we're like, tomorrow is the day, but there might not be a decision tomorrow. And he's like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, sometimes they need more time to count, or if the count, somebody doesn't like the count, they might ask them to recount. And, even then Chris and I were talking, and I said, I used to think that I knew what was going to happen. But after last election, Trump versus Clinton, I was completely surprised. I went to bed thinking that Hillary was going to win. I woke up and Trump had won. And I was like, nothing will surprise me anymore.
Yeah. But I think it's a good opportunity for us to, as you mentioned earlier, to practice some of our Stoic principles, maybe do a little bit of Premeditatio Malorum here, prepare for what may happen if it doesn't go your way, as opposed to losing your mind if it doesn't. Just being a little bit more prepared for not getting what you want. And then also understanding that, like the Colts thing, delayed gratification or delayed validation, maybe more so, knowing that you might not be able to get the results that you want when you want them.
Yes.
Well, it's a perfect example to be a Stoic or practice, like you said, Amy, because there's so many things there. Because, again, there's the dichotomy of control.
Yes.
No matter what happens, you're not in control of it. So then from here, you get to decide, because really, voting it's participatory, but it's a sideline event. Because all we do, you fill in a circle, we make it a big deal, which is fine because it's part of our democracy, which leads to our representative republic, and our representative make decisions. So it's how we all take part in the system. But it's from the sideline. So if the sideline is not getting you the results you want, so then what can you possibly do? So if you want to do more, you can step up, be like, okay, I can run for city council or mayor, or get involved with a local party, or, run for some of a bigger office. I mean, there are things that you can do to get involved that if you really want to try to change it, that's really what you have to do. Otherwise, we have to be content being on the sideline going, all right, cool. I fill in my circle once every year or 2 or 4 and put it in the ballot or put it on the computer screen or whatever and let it go and see what happens.
I'm curious to see, there's so many people that did early voting, whether they mailed it in or dropped it off. I'm curious to see how that affects our polling and how that affects this whole process.
That's why there's so many things about this election that are different and interesting.
Is it unprecedented, Rob? Your favorite word?
One of the most overused words in the political landscape. But that's what I'm curious about.
In these uncertain times?
Yes. Uncertain.
That's my favorite. Mm-hmm. Which I think all times are uncertain, but it's popular to say
very
that.
True.
That is 100% factually accurate. There is zero certainty in life from this moment to 5 minutes from now. We don't really know what's going to happen. We think we know, or we have an idea of really more so what won't happen, but we don't know what will happen. So yeah, that's a great point. But I would say, for all of us, elections are the perfect opportunity to reflect and practice some of our Stoic principles from our premeditatio, but also recognizing that, Stoic concept number one is we are meant to serve and exist with our fellow man. We are all part of nature, and our nature is to connect with each other and support one another, truly, at the end of the day. And so I would say practice a little bit of Stoic virtues here and recognize that we are probably 98 point, or not even, probably more than that, 99% the same.
Mm-hmm.
We are probably less than 1% different. So let's focus on the 99, not the 1%.
Good luck with that. That's an ideal, right? But someone has to do it in order to sort of show that it's possible, right? It's possible that we can work together regardless of who we vote for on a ballot. And I would add to that too, just notice the emotions you attach to someone you've never met, you have no control over, you probably will never talk to in your entire life. Like, how much control have you given that person, and whether or not they win, to you and your body and your feelings and emotions, and how is that going to make you react?
The madness of your passions, right, Sierra? That's one of the quotes that they talk about in Stoicism. They talk about those passions, anger, the extreme feelings. They call it temporary madness. So as much as you can, work towards, to your point, recognizing and then finding ways to bring that madness down.
That's right.
Inoculate against the madness.
Yes. Well, and in the words of one of my favorite leaders, Jack Miller, hard on the issues, soft on the person.
Yeah.
So you can be passionate about the issues, but it doesn't mean you have to make it a personal attack on somebody who might believe in something different than you do.
Absolutely.
And whoever wins, we should all wish them the best, because, like Amy's point,
we're all in this together, man.
Whether we like it or not.
Yeah, we're all in this together. So whether you like the decision or not, recognize that we're all in it together.
And at some point, there's going to be a moment, and it might be tomorrow, it might be in a year, it might be in 1,000 years, where all humans are going to have to come together and face major issues.
I mean, there's some right now coming along.
There are. I mean, whether that's the climate, whether that's an asteroid, we got to Armageddon it, whether there is extraterrestrial life out there that we have to figure out how to communicate with. We're going to have to do it all together. It's like in the movie Independence Day, right? That's why I use aliens as an example. But they show purposely, there's that scene where they have the Americans, and I think they have people all over the world, like in the Middle East, going, oh, we have to put all of the human history besides on the side so we can actually confront this together. Because it's the only way we're going to win. And if you look at it as winning and losing, but it's the only way we're going to evolve. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So why not start today?
Yeah. Start today. Mm-hmm. Practice a little bit of mindfulness. Premeditate on the result that you do not want. The discomfort. Feel the discomfort. Identify ways to tamp your temporary madness, and recognize that we are all in this together. We are all humans here to support nature and one another.
Well said.